What's going on, everybody? Mark McGurn here, doing a little of my more hotel paint work. So, yeah, so I'm looking a little pale. I don't know, it's weird. I'm gonna let some folks join. If no one joins, I'll just keep painting. So, I'm gonna be working on this guy right here. I'm gonna get all my paint gear together. See one person on there. What's up, Blair? What's up, Francis? What's up? So, gonna see if this is gonna work. Gonna be working on some dots. So I'm debating whether to reuse this guy. So I'll find my toothpick. I'm gonna let a couple more people join. We're just doing a little. For those that don't know, that are just joining this, like, what's he doing in the hotel room? I get asked this all the time. I travel a lot for work, and so instead of me sitting around doing nothing, I decided to do a little paint. So I work with White Dot today. Nice, Francis, send me a picture. Let me know how that went. So I'm going through this stuff. You reuse this stuff a lot, as you can see, and so I'm just kind of getting that ready to hopefully reuse because it's not very tacky. So I'm gonna let a couple more minutes going, and we'll get it started. So looks like Francis, you might be the only one on here. So might be a personal live session for you, Francis. A couple more might jump on here. I don't know, but it is earlier than normal, so people might be driving in from work and whatnot. So I don't know, but I guess I'll just go ahead and get going. We got. What are you going to keep? On what you put to keep tacky? I don't like it too tacky, Francis. So I don't want it tacky at all. So just reuse it, and then original backing is what I use just to put it on there. But looks like I've messed it up. I think I can salvage this to make it work. So what's up, Peter? So. Just got a couple more. Looks like we got a handful jumping on. I'll get going. I don't know how long I'm in here, but I'll try to keep up with any comments if people are commenting. I am just going through this stuff, my little dots I'm trying to get rid of some of the crap that's stuck to it. So what's up, Mankey Paints? Joining us here. So I'm going to work on, I think I'm good there to make that work close enough. I'm going to be working on this guy here. I've already done the dots and the chrome, did those yesterday. Turned out okay. This was actually supposed to be just in reverse. This was supposed to be black with silver dots, but I got a little confused when I was spraying. So it turned out pretty okay. I'll say it's a Nats. So we got the Roar Carpet Nationals coming up here. Starts on Wednesday. This is for a good buddy of mine. What's up, Ben? No. So Ben can relate to this. Is that this was supposed to be the opposite, meaning that this was supposed to be black with silver dots. But after my fades, I had a brain fart, laid down the dots, decided to spray the black. And I looked up. I did this spot, and I go, oh man. So, hey, we got chrome with black dots. So, no, but mine is more tacky. Yeah, so these are super tacky, typically. But yeah, so what I do, Francis, I just use it a lot. This is not super tacky now, so I put it on my shirt, put it on my hand. As you can see, it's not super duper tacky. So the more you just put it on cloth, I've tried putting it on a terry cloth towel. That actually was pulled up all the terry cloth on it. So what I'm asking, and what Francis was asking, is I use this stuff. It's from Vivid on Amazon. Vivid Vinyl is this stuff that I use, and it's super duper tacky when you get it. So I just put it on my shirt, and yeah. So it's a lint puller. It's exactly what it is. So you need pull some lint off your shirt or trousers, some dog hair. Man, this stuff's pretty amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and jump on. We got a handful of guys watching. I'm sure people will join. I am missing one little thing. Perfect. So I'm going to get going. So I'm going to be working on this body for Nats. I've already done the chrome pinstripes. And going to work on on some aqua in the back. You probably have seen this, if you've seen my work, you've seen this paint job in the past. Make a little tweak to it. Make sure I remember to do my flicks. I need to do my flicks, but this is Chroma Air, right? Is going to be the main color. Maybe Mint Opaque is, I've been really liking these Chroma Airs. I did a body like this the other day in the same color, different scheme though. I'll also be using some Grex Transparent Black. I'll show you what I'm going to be doing there to do some stuff. And then, well, hold on. I thought I had all my paint on. Try to be prepared. Then I got this transparent Creatix that we're about to use. So real quick, what I'm going to start doing is going to do some drop shadows. What I've learned with these, any type of scheme. What I've seen a lot of guys, what makes bodies really good is depth, right? And not just flat. And so shadows, you know, any type of depth. It does take practice, does take time. Make sure you got good equipment out of buddy. Local is like, man, I'm having a problem with Creatix paints. And, you know, coming out, I'm like, what type of airbrush? And it was some off-brand cheap airbrush. And I said, man, you know, there's certain things you want to spend money on. A good airbrush is one of them. So, real quick, what I'm about to do, don't want to use my HP. Yeah. All right. No, I don't. So I'm trying to debate which airbrush I want to use to spray my first shadows. I got HPC water and an HPC Plus. So I'm gonna have to use both of these simultaneous. So I'm gonna go with this for the transparent. I use this for the transparent black for the HPC Plus, and the HPC I'll be using for the transparent. So let's get to going. So I'm gonna turn on my fan. If you have questions, what's up, Jesse? What's up, Jesse? Hey, were those bodies that Raymond did for you, dude? He did awesome. If those are yours, Jesse, those look really, really dope. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that Type A in your colors, so I think that was yours. So beside, a lot of people are like, you know, you thin this out, what do? This is transparent, aqua from Creatix, straight out of the bottle. That's all I do. I just put it a little in the cup. You don't need a lot. This is going to be for fades. So real quick, what I'm going to do is, these are going to be fades, and I'm shooting probably a little less than 40. I know some guys like to do a little less. I usually wear a mask. I will throw on a mask when I'm doing a bigger spray. Obviously it's not ideal, but hey, hanging out with you guys tonight. So all I'm going to do here, see, there we go, is turn around, and the biggest thing is where a lot of times what I've learned, and I'm still learning, we'll see how this goes as I'm talking. What's up, Babylon? What's up? Is as you do this, when you get to this tail, I see a lot of guys struggle with, and I'm not perfect, right? Because you want to do a flip, right? You want to flip that wrist to get that tail in. And you don't want to stop the air back here. You want to stop it, or stop the paint flow further back. So let me get going, and then once I get going, then I'll actually show what I'm doing. So. All right, see if you can see me here. I'm about to try to angle that up just a little bit more so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Don't be looking at my junk then. You Australians are weird like that. All right, so this will be about as good as it is. So what you're going to do, you'll see me pull back, and you'll hear I'm going to stop my paint flow. I do have a muscle memory of stopping paint in air. I'm working on getting that better. So the key is to keep this airflow going. No paint's coming out. I'm just pushing down. Right, as you pull back when the paint comes out. If I had to put a number on it, meaning where I'm hitting. You got that mixed up where we all know where this is something, but good point, Dan. I'm starting to see it cool up a little bit, so with this transparent, you got to be very careful with that. But again, it's already starting to cool up a little bit, so I'm stopping. I'm going to move on to something else. And I'm just going to go, I was going to go in here until Ben threw me off. The percentage. On this particular one, I'm about 50-50, meaning I'm spraying on the mask about 50%, and spraying on the clear part of the body about 50%. If I wanted a tighter fade, I'll be more on the mask. But for this, what I'm achieving here, I'm going to do some dots behind it and some other colors. I'm going to do that Creatix black, one pass through that to give a little depth. And so I want to make sure that that black is going to be in that transparent. I don't want that black all by itself. So I do appreciate you letting Mr. Maker know you're representing. Oh, that I am representing, yes. So I am representing. So. I'm about 3/4 to 7/8 to the end of the tip. No jokes, Ben. That's when I'm letting off the paint. And so that way you kind of get that tail and you kind of flip that in. I'm actually pulling up. I didn't even realize I'm doing that. So I'm actually pulling up as well. Not perfect. You can see I'm letting off the air, which I'm not supposed to. I think I'm better one way than the other. But so I don't have Ben's cool little paint tip. I'm looking to make sure my paint's not dry. I need a sponge is actually what I need. So I'm just checking my tip to make sure I don't have any dry paint on there. Alright, let's see. Better going up. Muscle memory. See real quick so you kind of I got this side. Let me hit this side again. I'll show you kind of how much I got down on that. Mark, hope you're doing well. What's up, Neil? So, I don't know if it's hard to tell. So it's really light right now. This is transparent. Because this is so thin, right, you can't put too much down at the same time. So it's already dry. So this side that I started with, it's already dry. So again, the key to where a lot of people make mistakes. Yeah, Demolis, I am shooting since 38, so by the time, it's about 32 by the time, because this is a tank, that's why I'm usually higher. So when I push that down, and it's going to go to about 38, or 30, 32. I know a lot of guys like a little lighter, but this is some pretty thin paint. So I'm going to go over it again a couple times. I'm looking for this deep, really deep color for the shadow. A couple things as you're doing these shadows, you really want to make them shadows for the effect you're going for, that I'm going for, because that's where it gets the depth. It almost gives that 3D effect to it. And so sometimes, there will be times where I'll do the entire outline depending on what I'm going for, but the majority of the time I am literally just doing like, out of the light shining down on it, right? Where's that shadow when it comes from? I'm just doing that flare. Lower PSI is better for dry tip prevention, but you can lose the finesse. Lower PSI is better for dry tip. Yep, makes sense, but you lose the finesse. Yeah, so with the lower tip, I think what Ben is saying is that you can, since that paint is coming out less, it's going to, correct me if I'm wrong, Ben, you'll see if you're not as straight, you'll see it because there's not as much paint coming out. Francis, you said wider. Where's your map? What's up, Mr. Harkey? So Harkey, he's an East, North, West Coast guy, racer, man, and he's come out with his shading. He needs to teach us about shading. His depth I've seen on some of his stuff is pretty amazing. Alright, I think that's good for that. Now what I'm going to do is, what's up? Yeah, his stuff, your stuff's wicked, bro, and your designs. I love seeing everyone's stuff. It always pushes me, but Harkey needs to put most of his stuff out there because his stuff's really, really good. Very different and unique. And the reason I like Corey's stuff is because you can really tell it's his because of how he does his colors. So it's almost a TD Takashima kind of thing where there's a lot of depth in all of his colors. It's usually, I don't see too many flats going there. So yeah, we all borrow from everybody. So but definitely dig your stuff, bro. Alright, so what I just did there was tested it out. That's what my black is looking like. It's a little thinner. So alright, so I'm just going to do, all I'm looking for here is just a little depth. And so all I'm doing here is one pass unless I mess up. So like I kind of get a little wonky, whatever, then I will actually go back and kind of hit that little spot there. But typically, let me see how it's looking, but usually one pass. And this one, I want to be as close to the mask as possible. as I can. So hopefully I'll do that. So thanks for enjoying your work Monday, bro. Yeah, this takes some time. So I'm gonna give a quick tip of why I use the dots a lot on shadows here in just a second. So I start on the mask. So I start this on the mask so I kind of see where my paint flow is, and then I'm gonna start. So I just did that little spot right there. So I'm about to go that very top one. And so I want to see what it's doing first. Only 2 passes. So, but it's really, really light. So I'm much closer to the mask. I'm not releasing as much black out. Because again, I just want this to be very, very subtle. So I just hit my window because it was already starting to kind of not come out as smooth as I wanted. Thanks. Just making sure I get all the comments. And both of these are transparent. So I did, for those that are just joining, I did a transparent aqua first. And then I'm doing a Grex transparent black. And believe it or not, if you ever try this Grex, it's got a sweet smell to it, right? That's the best way to describe it. It's a sweet smell. This is super duper light, and so I'll show you, but I doubt you'll even be able to see it. Yes, you won't. You might be able to. I guess maybe you can kind of see that, but it's just subtle. That's what it looks like right now, right? And so you can't even see that, the black. But once I do it, so one reason I like doing this, I like the cool effect. I might overuse it, but it looks cool. Is that I did this when I wasn't as tight with my fades before, and so this kind of helped mask any mistakes or not as fine lines as I wanted because it kind of made it all together. Now, even though this is not super duper tacky, what I'm going to do, I'm very careful on where I'm putting it down. So I'm just pushing it down and I'm doing this. So what I'm going to do first, since this is a lower tack wheel, I am going to hit this bottom part where the swage is, or also as the Samaritans call body molds, is right there because it's going to want to pull up already. And this is where I wish I had 2 connections. So I'll show you what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to go through, add some dots, right, with this guy, with the aqua, and then I'm going to add some dots with the black. Or I'm going to go right behind it with the black, and that is 1 pass in the black for sure. But again, why I like this is because if you make a mistake, it kind of hides it a little bit. find out where the next line is. There it is. On one side we got it. Now, thinking ever so slightly, I'm going to do one pass with my Greg's transparent black. Oh, it didn't come out. And that's just to give it a little that shade factor. And then what you want to do is you're pulling this, pull it away from your points. Because what you don't want it to happen, those points to come up. As you can kind of see, you can see a little bit, that black gives it just a little, and you'll kind of see some of the black dots, but since it's one super light pass, it's not going to be very, very prominent. So I'm just going to work my way around here. If you have any questions about this, let me know. And I always try to kind of get these dots lined up in the direction I want. I don't know if it matters or not. I guess they're all circles and dots, but it helps me when I'm doing everything. So, all right. Again, this is just very subtle. It's harder to see when you're kind of All right. So fun times. I've got points going different directions. I got a little pull up here. So one side is super fixable and really easy. But I pulled up as I was just talking to you guys about this, but I got stuff going both ways, so I'm gonna fix this real quick. Sorry. Fun fact, when things aren't cooperating with me, I call it Booger Bear. I was like, come on, Booger Bear. All right, so I've got a little spot, and I showed some guys this last time I was on. Oh, cool. So I got some of this pinstripe that I've done. Crap, I've already pulled up most of the mask I want. So what I'm doing here is there's a little air gap right there. You can't see it. So what I'm doing is down here in the wheel well, I'm taking some mask. It doesn't matter if I pull it. So I just got a little piece of mask. So instead of me using tape or anything, I'm using that mask from the wheel well to cover up that ever so small gap of where it pulled up from there. Lovely, perfect, and we're all fixed. Let's keep going. All right, what's up, Paul Lyson, like Tyson? So, right there. And black on, make sure you have the right paint. So, all right. Then just one quick pass of black. It's not real depth. Oh, thank you. Sorry, someone asked for that. It is GXPS 101. Yes, GXPS 101. I've used other stuff. I'm pulling back towards me now. Lovely. Okay, so that one came out all right. Yeah, the GXP S101. Spray gunner in the U.S. carries it. Not sure about the rest of the country. Spray gunner or Coast? I'm not sure which one it is. I think actually Coast is one that carries it. Okay. All right. Coast. I'm not seeing their soul over here. Well, on what was the mirror chrome you liked the other day, Ben? What was it called? Anyways, Gunner's one's got it. But I just ordered some of that chrome paint that Ben likes. Rich paint. I haven't used it yet. I still got some on Spastics. Excited to be as cool as Ben is. So, alright. It's kind of hard to see when you're spraying in this black paint or the black pull it up again. Even with this non-ticky-tacky stuff, you still can pull it up. So you can see here, alright, pull up. Gotta fix this booger bear. Hold, please. Tape on this guy. Sorry guys, wish I could show you more painting and less fixing, but it happens to us all. I'm just taping this off and I'm in a spot. Alright, so what I'm thinking I'm doing here, so I'm talking to you yahoos, I'm pressing down a little too hard. So I just need to barely press it, and that'll give me what I want. And then I'll just press down too much. And then I'm watching where I'm pushing down now, and I'm trying to push down actually on the knives. No whammies. Much better. I'm like a big dummy. I got my black on that one little spot. I might not get any. No, that's not getting it. 'Cause it's so subtle. It'll be alright. Ricky, what's up, homie? Alright, so I'm just laying this down, lightly touching it so it doesn't pull all my stuff up like I did before, so we can actually be painting. So, no, Ricky, I'm just kind of hanging out with my boys, Ben and Lyson. I just want to say his name from him. So, boy Francis from Canada. Boy Harbecue was on here earlier. Demolis was on here. Saying hi to my boys, hanging out. My buddies from across the pond. peel it back. Looks like I missed one little dot over here. Like that. Sipping straight from the bottle. Rich paint, very good stuff. Too much fumes. Yeah, when I pulled it out of the box he sent it in, it was pretty strong. I was surprised. So, but I said my boy Ricky and Ben use your stuff. Hook the brother up. That's where I wanted to go, and that's what it looks like right now. Really subtle. That black is super, super subtle. The transparent aqua is going to give it some depth. And now I'm going to do some flicking with some paint. So hopefully I won't hit the actual camera from my iPad. So all I'm doing here is I'm just pouring it in my little handy dandy deal, and I'll show you my little flick method. OMG, this phone. Awesome. What's blushing? I'm missing some of y'all's. What's blushing? Blush? Bludgeon? What the hell are you saying, Angela? Alright, so I just dip it in my finger and do a little flick. For this guy, he just wants a little bit, so just a little subtle. Literally just flicking around. I've learned with the hotel, I need to go. Ben said you were bledging, and my phone electric blushing. Because I've learned to get my finger closer to the body so it doesn't spray everywhere and over the walls. I have had to clean a few walls in my time. Even though they're cleaners that come in there, their job is not to clean my paint or my messes. So, for those wondering, I never leave a mess. If I do scrub paint off the floor before, and some carpet. Because I want to be a good steward when I do. Just saw a little corner here that pulled up with my mask. Oh, come on, baby. Hold on. This one's going to take a second. All right, one of my tips, I didn't even see it got pointed, and so there's a little spot to where that tip is not exactly straight on it. So instead of me having like a harder edge where it's like going to be a dark, I'm just going to barely hit this, kind of cover up where that is. Touch. All right. So now I'm going to hit my hair dryer real quick. Clean up my brushes real quick, and I guess you guys are hanging on, so give me just a sec. Okay, I'm back. So I don't know if I missed anything. Then all right, so I am going to throw on my mask now, but I'm going to just lay down some of this Navy Mint Opaque. That is this Chroma Air. The number is CA020. And it sounds like it's got a lot, so I'm going to shake it. Alright, so my mask is here. Alright, what's up? We got a couple more guys on here now. This Chroma Air is a little thicker than my Creative. So this is Chroma Air Ricky, and it is the Navy Mint Opaque, CA020. You're hearing me pull up from my brush a lot to get more air and let me stop. The reason being is with this particular brush, or compressor, sorry, it's tankless. And so what happens is it loses a lot of pressure. So that's why I'm letting the pressure build up, go back down, pressure up. If I got a bigger compressor, I'm not too worried about it. So this is the end of this bottle, and it's way thicker than before. So I'm going to clean this guy out real quick. Just putting some 4012 in it. So tilt bottle slightly while decanting. It's too easy doing it. I like doing things the hard way. There we go. what it's looking like so far. Pretty dope. Clean my airbrush right now. All right. For those wondering, I just lay my body down on the ground, throw a hair dryer underneath it, and that helps expedite it. You know, Ben is not a huge fan, but so take a look at that. All right, you kind of see that black ever so slightly. That one's a little more prominent on that guy. You can kind of see why I did the black. And here, this side is the one that I pulled up before I put black. So see the difference between this side and see the dots are much fainter right here. And so I didn't want to try to redo it. I just made a mistake there, but they're a lot more prominent everywhere else. And that's just because that one little spot of black kind of helps make that pop. So now the fun part, okay? I am not a headlights guy. It's a pain in my ass, number one. Number two is that it's a pain in my ass, it takes a while. But we're gonna attempt it, okay? We're gonna attempt this together. And so I've already got it all cut out. I've done it before. I'm not a complete idiot, just slightly an idiot. So I'll turn this guy off. Don't follow me, fam. All right, so I already cut it out. So I'm gonna pull up the trim on two of them. Okay. So what's going on, Bill? Hold on. Y'all gotta see my really, really cool headlamp. Chicks dig this. My wife especially. Alrighty. Oh, don't do it. kind of got flared out when I pulled. So all I'm just trying to do is where I pulled it, it kind of pulled up a little bit. I'm just trying to get it, those points back pointy, not all squirrely dewy. All right. So sometimes I do silver, sometimes I do chrome on these. I think I'm going to do chrome. That's what I'm going to do. Add a splotch of that turquoise that I did. I know, right? The head lip is coming out. All right, so I'm gonna hit this with some chrome real quick for the edges. If I remembered it. I remembered it. Okay. Are the colors just black, chrome, mint, or is there a hint of blue in the shadowing? So no, so really the only colors I'm using, Angela, is the mint, maybe mint opaque. So first did that. I think, yeah, you missed right at the start, that guy. And then I backed it briefly with this Grex transparent. So both of these are transparent, right? Which helps the colors, this fade into this guy a little bit better, okay? And then, yeah, so it does have that little bit of a, it's brighter with there. So yeah, I can kind of see the blue a little bit in there, but no, it's just that. So Ben likes using like 80 colors to get one fade. I'm more of a 2-color fade kind of guy myself. All right, so with chrome, the key here is it's gonna stink. So, ooh, this is holographic. I'm glad I looked. Is to really, really light coats. Okay, and I'm doing chrome because I got chrome on this body too. Now, lesson learned with this chrome, move this bottle away, right, from where you can knock it over. I've knocked over so many damn of those tall bottles, it's not even funny. Yes, Ben, I am smarter than you. I appreciate you finally recognizing that. Just waiting on my wife to realize that too. So I barely use any chrome for that. So what I've learned, people are like, it doesn't stick. Well, true, if you put a lot of, like, you put like a super heavy coat on there really fast, and then you back it really heavily, it will peel up. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. All right, so let me clean out my chrome brush real quick. And so this is what's the pain about this stupid black of these headlights. So there's so many. Now you always come with the watery. Now this is just the Spastix Mirror Chrome. I haven't tried the rich paint, but I think it's to get that chrome, it's always going to be a little watery. So I did one section in chrome. I'm doing the other section in black. So headlight comes out again, baby. Key is to not mess anything up. That's the key. Been doing okay so far. No major screw-ups. How the hell do you guys get away with hotel painting down in UK? Have you checked out the minute that? We got a big old hotel room, number one. Two, I use this little fan, and I use my little white super quiet compressor. And the fun part is I'm bald when they don't have a hair dryer in here. It's always fun to go ask for a hair dryer. You're like, I don't have a hair dryer. Can you guys help me out? All right, so I am going to use a little black for this instead of the transparent black. Again, why I hate these, right, is I got to do a lot of different colors, but no biggie. So I'm going to hit these black parts really lightly, and then I'm going to back that chrome ever so slightly too. So did a really, really light coat. Take this real quick. And since I'm doing these lights, I'm going really, really light on my coats. So that's why you're seeing me go over it more than normal. Alright. Done with the black, I guess. Clean this up real quick. Oops. All right. There we go. So, all right, keeping on trucking. Now, I think I'm gonna do the grills first. Again, I don't do this often, so I need to figure out what to do first. Grills or the lights or grills? I'm gonna do the grills. So, there we go. Grills first. Okay. When you lay it down really light with the chrome and then the black behind it, that's the kicker. No matter what chrome you're using, the key is to not back it. Actually, let me just show you. You can kind of see it's really, really light around that black. And not only that, I probably would go a touch darker, but not much. But I'm also about to do a shadow around there in black. The clogs the brush. I think it needs to be fun and happy to be able to use it because it's so cool looking. It clogs the brush. Interesting. So with it so thin, that it's interesting that it's clogging. I've actually never had it clog at all. Maybe Ben has some insight on that. And I am excited, if you guys have not seen it, that Miss Angela just interviewed Mr. Ricky. I'm not sure if he's still on here, but I've not been able to watch that, but I want to take a look at that. So I might just listen to it because Ricky's pretty ugly, so I might just want to listen to it, put it on the background. Ricky still on? Well, maybe I'm just not using the right brush. So maybe, yeah. Yeah, depends on the brush for sure. All right. About beat up bodies. All right, I'm not gonna show you guys this because I gotta get it just right, and I gotta put it on my handy dandy, really, really cool, awesome headlight. Let's see, it's hard to tell. What's Mr. Joe? All right. See, I'm looking. Less is always more. I think I'm gonna go a little more. Cause that one looks all right. This one is a little light. Alrighty. I think that looks alright. Alrighty. So now I want to see if I'll use dots for the grill or I might have some other stuff. Got some really, so I print my own stuff out. I don't know if I've got something big enough or small enough, I should say. That. So I had some of these stretched out, like I made them thinner, but I don't know if I made, yeah, hex or dots. How big are these hexes? Kind of big. Don't know what to do, Ben. I'm gonna go some hexes. At least I want to look at something. I think that'll work. Let me see. Yeah, that'll actually look pretty dope. Alright. For those that cut your own stencils, for stuff like this, I prefer the Cricut stencil vinyl. I use a lot of the other stuff for other masks, but for the stencil, right, it's translucent as well as that you get a lot of uses out of it. So now do I do silver or chrome on the back of that? I think I'm gonna do a darker silver. Again, I wish I would do this more often. That looks a little too dark. Do it lighter, it'll be all right. Actually, no, it is too dark. Yeah, let's take a look at this guy. That's great. Well, I guess I'm going this. That's too dark, though. It's way too dark. Pearl silver. Ah, that does not look pearl silver. Is new. I think this pearl silver will be perfect. Cool. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. So if you can have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll make sure Ben answers them for you. Alrighty. Yeah, that's perfect. Alright, I'm going to go real light to get a nice coat. So I'm going real light because I want to get a nice base for the for it to stick on. So that's gonna look really nice. So this is why I hate headlights. I'd be done with this body by now. Yeah, they look cool, but dang. Does anyone enjoy headlights? If you do, cool. I don't. I don't enjoy them. I think Ben's a masochist, so he actually might like them. What blue aqua is that? Yeah, it's actually, hold on. The shading is done in just Creatix Transparent Aqua 5111, and then the mint is Aqua Air, sorry, Chroma Air, maybe mint opaque, and that is CA020, CA020. If you got any complaints about noise from hotel neighbors, I have not. Because I got that super, I'm just talking to you guys, right? No one's ever complained on me. And then my compressor is super quiet. So when I'm doing a lot of bodies, I'll actually even, I'll try to request like an end cap room. If I'm doing a lot and I'll know I'll be doing some stuff, I will actually open up my door too. So I've got some looks doing that. because I'm trying to get rid of all the stupid fumes. So. Again, kids, I normally wear a mask. So, even on the small stuff. But I'm talking to you guys. Fun times. All right. So now we're going to back it with a little black. Briefly, I'll back it a little bit more. Oh yeah, so that's great. Work at a hotel. Yeah, I stayed at Marriott. This is where I stay. This is actually a Hilton. Yeah, pressure gone dots. Here's the grill. It's a little too big. Wish they were smaller, but not bad. Different. Yeah, if I did it again, I definitely think I'd go smaller hexes. So, but hey, looks all right. So, not too shabby. The fades were pretty darn good. I'll take it. Okay, hit this. Now for the headlights. More colors. Okay. Trusty handy headlamp to ensure I don't pull up the wrong stuff. Okay. Stealing a little page out of AI's playbook on his design. Not quite identical, but definitely heavily inspired. Okay, so one thing I've learned with these headlights, what I have actually really enjoyed, are these little dots, right? You kind of put in there. So before I start spraying anything, I just grab a little bit of white, dip it in a little cup, grab a toothpick, one dot, I just dip it in and 2 dots, 3 dots, 4 dots. I'm gonna do 1 here at the tip. Okay, so 4 over here. 1, 2. I do count to myself when I'm doing this myself. 3, 4, 1 at the bottom. Cool. I'll show you this in a sec. So all I did there was add those little dots right there, and I put one at the bottom. Okay, so now this is not at all what I'm good at, and that is really, really, really tight fades. So we'll see how this turns out. Hopefully it's all right. So we'll see how this goes. I'm using my HPC Plus. I will turn down my compressor to get a little tighter. Okay, and we'll see how this goes. We'll see how it turns out. I'm trying debating whether to do this little line. No, I'm not. It's going to cover it all up too much. Do this really quick line. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. What's your go-to all brush? I want an HPC all day. So I'd use that for 75% of my work. So Hobby Lobby here in the US, it's $149 US. So it's a really, really good deal. Not tight, so we'll see how this turns out. A little bit on I thought. Won't be perfect, but all right. Headlights, I do not like. It's the exact reason why I don't do them. Not great. Not great, but they'll still look good though. Not what I want. Alrighty, I want to look at a example of what I'm looking at, what I'm trying to accomplish. Sorry guys. So any questions so far that I can help with? If not, no biggie. All right. So I'm gonna hit that with black real quick, real lightly. So yeah, matte. for these fades, this HBC Plus was a game changer for me. So even though I don't have the tightest stuff, which is not tight at all here on this one, it definitely helps out a lot. So definitely is nice. I'm done with the silver, so I gotta get rid of that, and I gotta use this for the white. So give me 2 seconds, and I'm gonna clean my brushes, and I'll be right back. So now, all right, some of you guys still hanging on. I'm gonna do part of my headlights in white, like the headlights, the lamps themselves. I am gonna use this Grex white on it. The reason I'm doing that is it's actually very thin. I'm not a fan of it for large coverage areas, but it is nice. So I gotta figure out where I start. I'm gonna start on that edge, right? Yes. Okay. Never done white. We'll see how this turns out. Wish me luck. Alrighty. Alright, lower PSI, it's way water. Alrighty, see how this goes. Yeah, I'm spraying this sucker at about 15 to get what I want. Let's see how this goes now. What compressor you're using? Sorry if it's been answered already. It is a Master Airbrush tankless compressor. Francis, are you still on here? Francis got the same one or one just like it. I'll show you here in a second once I'm done with this. But it's really not really over as a rule I've tried, so I might come into it more time. Ben's commenting on something. Can you get water-based? Oh, sorry. this might look pretty damn cool. We'll see. All right, so I'm done. Schnikes. I don't need freaking black. This is that. It's all right. I'm gonna clean out this white. All right, so if whoever's asking, this is the compressor I'm using. Little guy, I believe I think it's Master Airbrush, but it's the model Tom Charlie TC320, TC320. If you're here in the US, shoot me a message. Don't post on here because I'll probably miss it. Of, hey, send me that link of where you got it. I got it on Amazon. So I'm more than happy to share that with you. All right, so I gotta back that with some black. Hopefully it's not gonna suck. And it's not, it's gonna look dope. Might make up for the other crappy fades I got going on. Okay. Oh, one more freaking color to go. And I actually decided to go all out. This is for the Aurora Carpet National, so it's like, you know what, I'm gonna do it right. Add a little turn signal on this guy. Ben, you'd be so proud. Now some orange. And my other trucker. That's why my fade one this time. Used my wrong airbrush for that. So it's kind of a little frustrated right there. I was like, man, my fade's not as tight while I was using my HPC. And when you spray it on as light as I did, it's not fixed. I just used, and I did it just then. So I actually used a paper towel and wiped it right off. So now I'll use the correct one. All right, that looks a little better. That's a lot better. Much better. Now I'm gonna clean my brushes. Okay. We still got some of you guys hanging out with me, so I'm not totally bored yet. So, all right, now I'm gonna do my orange. Why is that not coming out? Clump. Okay. Now on the orange, let's clean up. Actually, while I'm doing that, all right. Now I got to do a little cut. So for those that are still hanging on, I don't even know how long I've been going now. It's been a little bit, so I don't think it shows the time if I hit it. It does not. I'm about to do another pinstripe. I'm about to cut a pinstripe. I am using a brand new blade. Man, as cheap as these blades are, I don't like to skimp on them. So I'll kind of show you what I'm doing here, and I'm going to add a little fade. It's a white pinstripe, but then with this aqua fade is what I'm gonna do. So I'll let you guys see this real quick, and then we'll do a fade, and then we'll kind of go from here. So nothing fancy on the cut, so shouldn't take too long. There's not a lot of it. How I hold my brush when I'm cutting is just gonna be like that. So. And then there's another spot I'm holding it back because I'm going over a mold line. It's a pain. Flip back to my normal cut. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Keeping my painting not as mundane. Even though I really enjoy it, it's always fun to chat and talk shop, if you will. Don't know if I've missed any comments. I don't think I have. The reason I wear my headlamp is just so I can get a good look at, make sure I can see wherever I want to cut really nice. I used to not do this, and I was trying to catch the light in a lamp or in a window with the sun, and ever since I got this headlamp, it has truly helped me. I know some guys, if you're stationary, you can get that kind, that light box you actually sit on your counter, whatever, which helps a ton. I travel a lot, and I don't know if I even want that. I always like kind of moving where I sit and whatnot, so. I don't know if I do these a lot. Hopefully people get benefit from them. I'm not searching for compliments, by the way. So I just want to see if people find them beneficial. And if they do, I'll keep doing them. If not, no big deal. So I enjoy it, and I enjoy helping folks. And I've learned a lot doing this for myself, getting tips from other people. So. Like here, I'm missing my cut line. I think I got it. And the reason I didn't cut this pinstripe out first, if you've heard me before, I've always said I always paint my pinstripes first. Since this is a white pinstripe, it's my last color, and I knew I was going to be doing like a fade around it. I actually find this is the better way to go for me, is I don't have to worry about, it's just easier. Don't worry about the paint peeling up, I don't have to worry about anything like that, and it's always a nice crisp line. Almost done. Still got 9 people hanging out, so. All right, so now when I pull these off, I always pull away from the point pull down. I am bumping into some chrome, so I'm gonna pull away from the chrome as well. So I wanna do everything I can to not pull any of that chrome up. Even though I feel pretty confident in it, I really still don't want to risk it for that. Okay. All right, hold on. It's very beneficial to learn when to start drawing. Learn where to start the drawing. Alrighty. Coming around some more chrome, so I'm being super careful that I don't want that chrome pulling up. But yeah, since I've did it light, and I learned it somewhere on RC Paint Chat about just throwing down those light chrome. You know, my chrome would always peel or be a pain in the butt. And I found I'm putting the chrome on too heavy, and then I'm backing it too heavy. And so what I found that when you go light with the chrome, light with the backing, it works. And so, Ronnie, when you say learn where to start the drawing, are you meaning like how to draw, or what do you mean by that? Is there anything I can help with specifically? So I'm a big doodler. I always try to work on a funky design. I'll start to doodle a little bit. But I typically, when I design mine, I literally started on the body. I know some guys like to draw it out and do certain things, but I personally, and that's just been my process for years, I might sketch something down on a piece of paper. I'm coming up with something completely new, but it usually always changes from there. But is that what you're meaning, Ronnie? I'm not sure. All right. Peel out all this excess. Lovely. All right. So now I'm going to be spraying onto white. So I'm putting a fade onto white. And so the dreaded ghost farts, right? So what I learned with this is to spray some denatured isopropyl alcohol in there. And I use some Ghetto that probably about 20-year-old alcohol that I need to replace, but it does the trick. So I'm still using it. So I just put it in my cup and then spray it. What that does is just take away the static electricity, doesn't take much, and prevents the majority of ghost farts. So I know you start with darker colors first, but I see a lot of shading and get confused on where to start. I can do the drawing on the body layer design, just confused on where to start. Yeah, so yeah, definitely the rule of thumb is darker to lighter for sure. I've learned and agree. I do, you know, all my pinstripes first, and I'll even do those pinstripes, even if they're darker, lighter. Like if I got a yellow pinstripe, but I got a blacker body, I'll still do the yellow pinstripe, just because it makes your life a lot easier down the road. Like this one, I'm doing a white pinstripe, but it's against a white background, and so I'm just doing a fade around it, and so that's why I saved that one. So rule of thumb real quick is, you know, if you got multiple color pinstripes, definitely do lightest to dark or darkest to lightest on that one, on pinstripes. But if there's, I pretty much always do my pinstripes first. I learned that from Bradley Farmer, is who does that and taught me how to do that. So firm believer in that. Yeah, I'm out of that one. Thought I'd run out. Okay. That's them in there. Cool. So yeah, I don't know if that helps at all, but rule of thumb is darker or lighter. And then once even if you're, you know, for shading, sorry, I just want to make sure I get this nice and shook up real good. So if you want to make gradient flow pink to white, where do you proceed? So gradient fluorescent pink to white. So I do exactly like I'm doing here, Francis, is that like if this was a pink, I would do exactly the same thing. So gradient fluorescent pink to white. Yeah, so pink to white, red to white is, for me, has been very difficult over the years. I want to open this top because it doesn't always look the best to me. I've seen it done well. Let me rephrase that. I've not been able to pull it off well. So, but yeah, I would literally do that. Like if the white pinstripe next to it, I do exactly what I'm doing there. Yeah. So here I'm shooting at, I don't know, 30 PSI. And again, the key here, I'm trying to be about 70-30, meaning that I'm 70% where I'm not painting it and 30% to where I am painting it. All right. Let's see. Make sure my tip's looking all right. So again, this is the fades and shadows and everything else really make the difference between a good body and a great body. And I'm by no means a pro, but I've been trying to get better and better. Any questions? Alrighty. Almost ready. All right, fade is done. Now I'm gonna hit that briefly with this. I got some white up on the hood, I'll peel. I'm going against the chrome, so I'm not trying to pull it. I'm pulling it away from any point, if possible. So I kind of have to start at a couple different places to get what I want. Yeah, after the chrome has not been a problem. It's definitely fragile, but after laying it down much lighter with lighter backing, It's made my chrome usage days much more enjoyable. All right, so now I got that white pinstripe. I'm gonna peel that up. Some guys use tweezers. I've always used an X-Acto, so that's just my preference. And I don't have to have another tool that I have to worry about losing, because I lose crap all the time. All right, doing good on time. Any questions at all? No, it's fine. I'm just painting. Oh yeah, I got some more white up here. I almost forgot about it. I almost forgot this entire section. Done that many times. Speaking of, that's what I gotta do before I spray this white. I gotta show y'all something. Glad I said that. I would have forgot. I got my own personal body that I forgot an entire section of white. So what I remembered, I need to hit it with a little quick thing of transparent black. Get going. The key with anything is not laying stuff down too thick. I've learned, it's a hard lesson to learn because you always think you want more. And that's what it's looking like so far. Okay. So now on my own body, I need some tape. So I left this whole section undone. So my tape is over here. Tape off my windows real quick. Yeah, and I'll just let y'all see the final result here in just a second. I don't peel crucial part of the body. I make it now. Yep. I forget a lot. You think you're good, and then I didn't even notice it till I actually took pictures for RC Paint Shop. So I took pictures like, wait, what happened? All right, so now I need, thanks for your input on my body as I win Concord. Nice, David, that's awesome, bro. I got some, gotta clean this out real quick. That is awesome, congrats. That's very exciting, bro. Don't peel them. All right. So just got to hit this tail. I'm doing a white pinstripe on a white background, so I just got to give a little fade to it. That's it. All right, now time for the white. Definitely mask. Definitely vents.
Welcome with us. Looking good so far.
done. So I'm going to, he wants tinted windows. So we're going to be doing some tint. When we've done tint, I learned by doing it. I asked someone, what do you use for tint? And all they did, they said just a transparent Creatix. So I'll have to lay down some transparent Creatix Aqua. Thank you, Angela. It's coming out really nice. So far, so good. The thing with what I've learned is you can always do more with this transparent, so I always go really light, and then literally just put it in the bottom and try to be as even as possible. The cool thing is the way it tints, you can't really tell. It's hard to tell till it's dry. I'm pretty sure I'm good. Clean off my brush and we'll pull them out with the top off. All right, almost ready for the reveal. You guys ready? I'm ready. All right. The moment of truth. See how bad some of your screw-ups were. Looking pretty fresh. Looking pretty fresh. Look at those headlights. Not too shabby, eh? I don't like the hex. Wish I would have done dots. But not horrible. Pretty good, if I do say so myself. So here you go, team. Came out really dope. Alright, those headlights are pretty dope. I just wish I would have done the hexes. So there you go. So we are all ready to roll. Pretty dope. I do gotta admit those headlights do make it look nice. Well, thank you all for joining me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, message me, because sometimes when I get all these comments on here, I do miss some. So thanks for hanging out. Appreciate your time. Thank you, Bobby. I really appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me in my hotel room. Y'all have a good night, guys. Have a good night.